In this video, we'll be examining the standard subtraction algorithm. We'll use as an example 234 minus 168. Just like in the addition algorithm, it's important that we align our numbers by place value. So the first number has to go on top. This is the minuend, 234. And the second number, the subtrahend, goes on bottom, aligning the ones, the tens, and the hundreds. Let's go ahead and model this. Unlike the addition algorithm, I'm only going to model the top number, the minuend. I'm going to put 234 in here. With addition, I was combining and forming groups of 10, but now with subtraction, I'm going to be taking my groups of 10 apart, and I'll actually be taking away. So I'm taking away from 234. So in this case, I'm only going to show the 234. So we start with the ones place, and we need to take away 8 ones, but we don't have 8 ones. So in this case, we take one of the tens, move it over to the ones, and ungroup it. I haven't changed the value of my number. I still have 234, but now I have 14 ones. So I can show this by crossing out the 3, writing a 2, because I only have 2 tens, and then making the 4 into 14. So when we borrow 10, we are actually just ungrouping a 10 and sticking it with the ones. Now I can take away the 8. So let me highlight 8 of these. So here's 4, I'll take them away. And here are 4 more. I'll take those away. Subtraction is a takeaway. And I'm left here with 6 ones. Then I come over to the tens place. In the tens place, I need to take away 6 tens. Again, I don't have to think about this as 20 and 60. I'm just looking at the count of tens. So I need to take away 6 tens, but I don't have 6 tens. So what do? I come over to the hundreds place. I take my 100. And I ungroup it. So 100 becomes 10 tens. So when I borrow a 10, now I have taken away one of my hundreds, and I have 100 left, and I broke it into 10 tens, so now I have 12 total tens. And at this point, I can take away 6 of my tens. I'll highlight 6 and take them away. And what am I left with? I'm left with 6 tens. And finally, I want to take away 100. So take away 100, and my difference is 66. Lots of us learned the algorithm by saying we borrow a 10. More modern language would include talking about ungrouping or trading. Some people prefer to model both the minuend and subtrahend to match our algorithm over here. So I've built 234 in blue on top, and 168 in red on bottom. And we'll go through the same process. We need to take away 8 ones. We can't do so. So we're going to ungroup 110 as 10 ones. Now when I take away, for every number that I have down, or every object that I have down here in red, I will use it to cancel out one of the objects from my minuend. I think got stuck on an explosion there. So I'm left with 6 total ones. Again, I need to ungroup a 100 into 10 tens. We've got some overlap there. And we end up with a total of 12 tens. And so then I can, for every 1 rod that I have below here in the subtrahend, I can use that to take away one of my rods in the minuend. And I'm left with 6 total rods, 6 tens, and then finally I subtract my hundreds and I have 0 left. So my answer is 66. I can take either of these models and represent them on paper by using my base 10 shorthand. Here you can see when I ungroup a 10 and form 10 ones, I'm just going to show that in my drawing. I do my best to draw above my ungrouped objects above the 234 such that it matches the algorithm on the left. And then when I go to subtract, I will cross out the objects in the subtrahend and cross out the objects in the minuend to show that I'm subtracting 8. I copy down what's left there. I have 6 left, and I can record that to match in my algorithm. I'm going to choose to switch colors here for the hundreds. These drawings get really complicated, and so a little color coding just to keep track of what's going on there. I have my 100 becomes 10 tens up above again, and I can subtract by crossing out 6 from the subtrahend and crossing out 6 up there from the minuend as well. Finally, in the end, I subtract my 100s and finish the. So our drawings are just keeping track of our actions.